Don't let the smooth taste fool you. You can't look at a person, you can't look at their degree to tell how just bad and nasty people can be. This situation with this woman being entrusted with twins is just beyond heartbreaking. But I'm going to tell you the story because I want us to get justice for the babies, period. So I want y'all to take a listen at this story before we get into the details. If you've never been to my channel, let me give you a disclaimer. Some viewers may find the following content offensive and controversial. The information in this video comes from multiple sources, including court records, official police charges, news web articles, and interviews. This video commentary also contains my personal opinions about the facts of this story. The point is to use this story as a cautionary tale in hopes of preventing tragedies like these to children going forward. Viewer discretion is advised. That is your official disclaimer. And for those who want to challenge my words, look, challenge dailymail.com because that's where I'm getting this article from. So Daily Mail, thank you very much. They did a really comprehensive article here. I want y'all to look at these beautiful babies. We'll get back to that GoFundMe here in a minute. There's a $72,000 GoFundMe. One of these children we believe is going to survive, okay? I want you to look at the face of evil because that's what it looks like. The PhD student accused of murdering her friend's newborn baby and injuring his twin brother is the daughter of a prominent NYC cardiologist. And she is a PhD student herself. Her name is Nicole Verzi, 29 years old. She's way old enough, so I don't want nobody to give her no excuses. Oh, she was young. She was young. She didn't know no better. 30 years old? Really, ma'am? I know children can stress folks out. Why don't people let people watch their children who are qualified caregivers is beyond me. That they're just such beautiful babies. Seem like a happy family. They would just have to really tell me, why did y'all trust y'all children to this fool? Nicole Verzi, 29 years old, is charged with the murder of a 6.5-week-old child by the name of Leon Katz, K-A-T-Z, at his home in Pittsburgh on his dad's first Father's Day, which is even more heartbreaking. Beautiful little baby. Can y'all hit that thumbs up for that beautiful little baby, y'all? Smiling, just innocent, beautiful kids. And his parents' first wedding anniversary. So they're a married couple. Her father, Peter J. Verzi, is a top cardiologist affiliated with Mount Sinai Doctors in Manhattan and is certified by the American Board of Internal Medicine. Let me tell y'all this. I'm going to just be real with you. I know that adds an interesting twist to this story. I'm just a little bit skeptical as to why they put so much emphasis on what her daddy does for a living, as if that's supposed to give her a lighter sentence because she must have some good genes in her blood because of how amazing her father is. That ain't got nothing to do with his daughter being a dumb asshole, right? Do y'all agree with that? I think that should be separate. I could be wrong. Maybe it adds an element of suspense or just makes the story more interesting. I don't know if they're doing that to try to lessen the amount of vitriol people are going to have for his daughter. But I think just her being a PhD student makes it all bad in itself. Verzi, who holds a graduate degree in clinical psychology from San Diego State, was a trusted friend of the baby's parents, Ethan Katz and Savannah Roberts. Police say that she allegedly killed the infant while they were at the hospital with his twin brother Ari, who they allege Verzi also assaulted. Let me read that freaking again. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Right? You guys know what that means? That means if you make a mistake, I'm going to put it off on you. If I give you another opportunity to wrong me, then it's shame on me at that point. I'm going to read this again. She allegedly killed the infant while they were at the hospital with his twin brother Ari, who they allege Verzi also assaulted. So they're alleging that this baby was assaulted. They went to the hospital. Now here, watch this other one. Don't assault this one. That one gets assaulted and dies, allegedly. Please tell me, does that make any level of sense? Because it doesn't sound like it makes any sense to me. That's what the story says. I have no words. I'm absolutely shocked. I had no idea. A colleague and a friend of Versi told the New York Post. The friend said Versi had some interpersonal issues, but they don't know her to be violent. What is interpersonal issues? They won't give a description as to what they're talking about? I would say she is a little rigid. She was nice, but very driven and motivated. Daily Mail contacted the suspect's father for comment, but did not get a response. Versi was charged with homicide, child endangerment, and aggravated assault, but denies any wrongdoing. Problem with that is that these babies' bodies are going to tell the story. She is obviously devastated. She's highly distraught and deeply sad. She said it was nothing intentional, Schrager told the Post. Oh, excuse me. Her attorney, David Schrager, maintained Versi's innocence, and she plans to plead not guilty. So that other part applies. We're doing a deep investigation. She has no criminal history. We will do our best to give her a fair hearing in court. This is a case with a dead child and a young lady in jail. It should not be speculated on the case before it goes to court. A GoFundMe was set up for the devastated couple. Says Leon was tragically killed under horrific circumstances, and that a trusted family friend has been arrested. Let me show y'all this GoFundMe. No life insurance. Big ass GoFundMe. Whatever it's for. They posted Isabella, whatever, and Sam Plate are organizing this fundraiser on behalf of Savannah Roberts, which is the mother. Organized this GoFundMe to the tune of $72,000. Y'all catch that? $72,000. Maybe that's for medical expenses because they're trying to save the child that's still alive. I don't know. No life insurance, 72 grand. Y'all can look it up because I'm pretty sure people are still donating. They've almost got to their goal. $72,000 freaking GoFundMe. I'm just all about life insurance. Pictures were taken just days before the tragedy showing a bright-eyed twin side by side in onesies with their name embroidered on them. As of Sunday morning, the pages received, well, I'll show you how to GoFundMe. They got almost $65,000 for the heartbroken parents and their surviving son. The accused killer was continuing to babysit tiny Leon while the parents were at UPMC Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh with his twin Ari after Versi says she spotted an injury on his groin area. Could that be sexual assault? First of all, I could be a little bit insensitive. I'm just a concerned father. I just see things a certain way. Let me ask a vital question. Please, y'all, make sure you hit that thumbs up, please, if you're listening to the sound of my voice. We want to have one thumb up for everybody watching. If you want to support the channel, super easy to do it. I haven't noticed anybody type this in the chat yet. If there was something wrong with one child, why would you not keep both of them with you? Yes, I'm indicting the parents in a morality clause. You have young twins. If something's wrong with one, why not keep both of your precious blessings in your possession? Huh? This is the part where people as content creators might be scared to say what I just said because you don't want to piss off the family or piss off people that are supporting the family to the tune of 75,000 freaking dollars. I don't have that kind of money. I love to have that kind of money. But I'm just saying, it seems like we're supporting negligent mentality. Come on, dude. Look, I've had small babies, raised my two children, had them together. Something's wrong with one. I'm not going to leave one and take the other and leave the other one to whomever. I'm going to have them both with me. If you're at the hospital, that clearly means you have the time and resources to be there. Why not take both? They're very small. Why would you not have both of them with you? Is that just illogical thinking? Am I just being a jerk for saying that? When I saw this story, this is what I saw. I didn't see white. I didn't see these white people and this black man coming and saying something about a white dynamic that I don't understand. I'm speaking from a father who watched his children be born and asked myself, would I have done what they did? And there's not a chance in freaking hell that I would have had both of my kids together and separated them because something was wrong with one. I had some suspicions and didn't take both of them to the hospital with me. Why? And now the other one's dead. That like, you didn't see the yellow and red flags there? Really? Oh, you being mean to them, Judge J. They suffering right now, y'all. These parents are suffering. You don't understand their suffering. I understand what it's like to be a parent. And I understand that if you have twins, if something's wrong with one, if I already have to take off of work or whatever it is, I'm going to just have the other one with me. Even for spiritual purposes, I would think that it might be good. Y'all hear me on this. I'm just speaking. I'm not reading the story. I'm just speaking. Even for spirituality purposes, why would you not have the spirit of the other baby, its other side, with that baby, and that baby can maybe pull through and have the strength because its twin is there? Hello. These babies were born together, brought in this world together, and depend on each other. I would have never separated them. I'm not talking to these parents. I'm talking to others out there. So if you see something, say something in a situation like this. I don't want this to happen to any more babies. To that couple, I don't want what happened to them for somebody else to have to go through that. That's the point of me talking about this. You can't do anything about the child that they've lost because I'm sure that hurts. And I'm sure that they are probably thinking all the things that I'm thinking now after the fact. And I'm pretty sure that they're sad about this. And everybody can empathize with how sad this is. I'm saying this because I don't want another child to go through this. She told police that she had gone into the kitchen to get Katz a bottle when she suddenly heard a screaming. When she returned, she said that the baby had fallen out of his bouncer chair. She then called 911 at 11:17 p.m. The injuries sustained by both twins are consistent with being sustained as a result of child abuse. Two different kids. As these inflicted injuries that are not natural and not accidental. Not once, but twice. And that's according to a doctor who told investigators in the court filings. Versi has been held with no bail, which is great, at the Allegheny jail and faces preliminary hearing on June the 28th, which is actually tomorrow, depending on when you're watching this. Her LinkedIn profile indicates that she is a fifth-year clinical psychology candidate on the SDSU, which is San Diego State University, UC San Diego Joint Doctoral Program. Her professional bio says that her research aims to explore the complex interplay between psychological factors such as depression, stress, negative affect, and trauma. Ain't that a bitch, really? God, dog. Her research aims to explore complex interplay between psychological factors such as depression, stress, negative affect, and trauma, and critical health outcomes and behaviors, such as metabolic syndrome, heart disease, obesity, eating behavior, and exercise. Wow, that's all you could say. Wow, the freaking irony is so thick you could cut it with a knife. You think she was maybe experimenting on these children in some weird way? She added, I am particularly interested in exploring these relationships with female and trauma exposed populations. You cannot, shout out to Tommy, you cannot make this shit up. By concentrating on these relationships, my research aims to shed light. Man, God, dog, y'all got to read this for yourself. By concentrating on these relationships, my research aims to shed light on the unique challenges and opportunities for intervention within these vulnerable groups. Is these babies not vulnerable? Ain't they vulnerable? The baby's mother previously interacted with Verzi on X, or Twitter, formerly known as Twitter, as Roberts referred her to her incredible work on January 2022. In May of 2021, Roberts said, you're going to do an amazing job. Can't wait to hear about your experience. You just cannot make that up. Let me give you guys the fair usage, and we'll take a look at the news videos. That's the irony. Isn't that something? Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. I am grateful to have you guys support. If y'all are watching, do me a favor and please hit that thumbs up. We're going to give away some more channel memberships here in just a second. Do me a favor and please hit that thumbs up if you're listening right now. It shares this video. Let's hear this from the news videos we were able to find. So I only have a couple of them. But if y'all do me a favor, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Let's take a look at this, okay? Here we go. Got the right video. Let's get it.
Hi there. My name is Nicole Verzi.
A Ph.D. candidate studying psychology faces charges of homicide and assault. She's accused of killing a newborn baby and injuring that baby boy's twin. I go over the allegations and what Nicole Verzi's lawyer has to say about them. I'm Anjanette Levy, and this is Crime Fix. Nicole Verzi is a 29-year-old Ph.D. candidate in clinical psychology at San Diego State University. She's also the daughter of a prominent cardiologist in New York City. But instead of studying or taking summer break, Verzi is in the Allegheny County Jail in Pittsburgh, facing a number of charges, including criminal homicide, aggravated assault, and child endangering. Verzi is accused of killing little Leon Katz, a 6.5-week-old twin. Police say Leon died on Father's Day, and that Verzi had also harmed his twin brother by causing injuries to his genitals and scratches to his face. The probable cause affidavit says Verzi called 911 on June 15th before midnight and said Leon had suffered a bump to the head after falling from a bassinet. The document said the baby was becoming non-responsive. Leon was rushed to the hospital. The affidavit said his parents had left Leon in Nicole Verzi's care after taking his twin brother to the hospital for the injury to his genitals, which Verzi had actually told them about earlier in the day. Police said Leon suffered a severe skull fracture and multiple brain bleeds. The affidavit says Dr. Wolford of the Child Advocacy Center informed Detective O'Neill that the injuries sustained by both John Doe and Leon Katz is consistent with having been sustained as a result of child abuse, as these are inflicted injuries that are not natural and not accidental. Verzi agreed to speak to police at the police department. The affidavit states Verzi was unable to provide any plausible explanation for the cause consistent with the extent of the injuries that Leon Katz sustained while in her care. Verzi stated that she was with Savannah Roberts, Ethan Katz, and the twins on the day of 6/15 of 2024. That was a Saturday. They went on an outing in the afternoon hours, and she was out by herself at a grocery store after that.
I want to make sure y'all are hearing this. Hopefully the volume is okay. If y'all are watching, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up. Try to run that number up on the thumbs up if y'all would. I want to make sure y'all can hear this. Okay, let's keep going.
Verzi estimated that at approximately 18:30, that would be 6:30 in the evening, the parents took the John Doe to the hospital for an injury to the genital area. Verzi identified herself as the sole caretaker for Leon Katz while the parents and brother were at the hospital. Detectives said that Verzi told them that Leon was fine after his parents left, that he had eaten, soiled 2 diapers, and was burped. The affidavit continued. Verzi stated that she fell asleep for a period of time while Leon was in the bouncer seat. She woke up and went to the kitchen to get a bottle for Leon. At that time, Leon was in the bouncer seat, but not strapped into the seat. Detectives claim Verzi said she went into the kitchen and heard Leon screaming and then found him on his left side on the floor and picked him up. Leon died hours later at the hospital. It was Father's Day. The affidavit detailed the injuries that Leon's twin brother suffered. It reads, "It should be noted that your affiant spoke with Dr. Wolford, who stated that John Doe's injuries are as follows: 2 scratches to the right cheek, 1 small scratch below the left side of the nose, 1 small scratch to the left cheek, 2 bruises below the belly button, bruising, swelling, and redness of the penis, and scratches to the tip of the penis. In addition, Dr. Wolford believes that all of Leon's injuries were acute." An autopsy performed on Leon determined that his death was caused by blunt force trauma, and his death was ruled a homicide. His parents denied causing the injuries to Leon or his twin brother. For Nicole Verzi's part, her lawyer David Schrager told me she plans to plead not guilty, and he stressed that this case is at the beginning of the investigation. Schrager continued, "At the beginning of every case, there is a lot of confusion about what happened, and that's what the purpose of a trial is to find out what really happened, and that is our intention." Schrager continued, "This case is going to take a good amount of time, and we have to make sure that it is done thoroughly and properly versus quickly. And we're talking about the life of an infant. We're talking about the people that are left behind. We're talking about a 29-year-old young lady who's never been in trouble, and we need to make sure that we're doing it properly and appropriately as the law requires." Schrager said there will likely be psychological information that comes into play along with medical experts on both sides evaluating the evidence.
A woman who was babysitting her friend's infant twins has been charged with killing one of the boys and injuring the other. It happened this weekend in Shadyside.
And now she's in the Allegheny County Jail. Shelley Bortz is there and joins us with the details.
Nicole Verzi is behind bars here, charged with homicide after police say 6-week-old Leon Katz died while in her care.
Unimaginable, huh? Just terrible, and I feel so sorry for the family.
It's an unimaginable crime, yet police say it happened in this Shadyside neighborhood. 6-week-old twin boys, one killed, the other injured, at the hands of their babysitter.
They're so innocent, they didn't ask for this, and helpless. You just don't understand, why someone would have this in their heart. Terrible feelings. What would precipitate something like this? Cannot imagine. Cannot imagine.
Police were called to this apartment building on Walnut Street Saturday night.
Doesn't that sound weird? I thought that sounded weird. She talking about the baby fell from a bouncer. So you got 2 children. One's got a genital injury and the other fell from a bouncer and now is dead. That's. Do y'all think that this woman? Do you believe, based on what you've heard, do you believe that she's going to end up being found guilty? I personally believe so, but I posted a poll in the chat. You can just give your honest opinion. Let me know what you think.
For a report that a baby had fallen from a bouncer. The 911 caller was identified as 29-year-old Nicole Verzi, a friend of the baby's parents who was visiting from San Diego. She told investigators 6-week-old Leon Katz fell from the bouncer when she left the room to get him a bottle. Katz was rushed to UPMC Children's Hospital, where he later died from blunt force trauma to the head that caused a skull fracture. Doctors who
I just thought about that. Thank you for posting that in the chat. How does a child, I'm not saying it's just, you know, physically impossible, but the math ain't math, and thank you. How does a child, a newborn baby, jump out of a bouncer, fall out of a bouncer, topple over out of a bouncer, unless the bouncer is faulty? Huh? Then you'd be suing the company that created the bouncer, wouldn't you think? For faulty design? It don't sound right to me at all. I think maybe she believes she's some mad scientist experimenting on these children, especially when she was talking about that she's doing research on psychological and impact of all of these things I read a minute ago. I'll go back and read them again. It don't sound right.
Treated Katz said his injuries were not accidental. Verzi's attorney, David Schrager, disagrees.
Our client was thrust quickly into a role of having to babysit a small child, and an accident occurred and that child died. And unfortunately, accidents do happen. And it's a sad thing, it's an awful thing, but it doesn't mean that someone's culpable.
According to the criminal complaint, the reason Verzi was watching Leon Katz Saturday night was because his parents had to rush his twin brother to the hospital for an injury to his genital area after being in Verzi's care earlier that day. Katz's twin brother was found to have scratches, bruising, and swelling.
I would ask the public to always listen to the facts and not jump to conclusions and allow the facts to come out as appropriate.
Verzi is charged with homicide, aggravated assault, and endangering the welfare of children. Her bond was denied. Now, her attorney, David Schrager, tells me he will be working to modify that as time progresses. Reporting in downtown Pittsburgh, Shelley Bortz, KDKA-TV.
I'm just curious as to how many people in the chat have ever been parents. You ever raised children, ever was there when your children were born? Children really aren't that difficult when they're born to take care of, especially at this age. Like, they're going to cry a lot. They'll probably get emotional nerves. But outside of that, if you could just deal with the difficulty of just hearing them cry and having to comfort them, outside of that, all they're going to do is eat, sleep, and use the bathroom. And all you got to do is keep them clean, wipe them up, make sure that they're nice and dry, and make sure that they eat properly, make sure that they're not, going to choke on what they've ate, because they're going to more than likely throw up from time to time. Clean them up. It's not super hard. It requires some emotional discipline, and I think experience would help you get through that, because like I say, I've lived through it with 2 kids. I don't really know what's going on here, but everything in me wants to hold her accountable and say that she's guilty. Guilty as charged, and I think that you will find out that all the information, even the fact that, just like I said earlier, with this whole child fell out of a bouncer, that's the point of a bouncer, so they won't fall unless the company created a faulty bouncer. Let me read this part again in here, because I thought this was interesting, and I want to reiterate this. Her professional bio says that her research aims to explore the complex interplay between psychological factors such as depression, stress, negative affect, and trauma, and critical health outcomes and behaviors such as metabolic syndrome, heart disease, obesity, eating behavior, and exercise. She added, I am particularly interested in exploring these relationships within female and trauma-exposed populations. By concentrating on these relationships, my research aims to shed light on the unique challenges and opportunities for intervention within these vulnerable groups. I posted a poll in the chat. The majority of people believe that she's going to be guilty as charged. We had a smaller group that believed that she's not guilty of doing this. But nonetheless, that's why your opinion is important. Leave a comment in the comment section. Like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. Let's have an honest discussion about this story, okay? Thank you.